Onto the consent agenda. Entertain a motion for today's consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 1 is discussion action to remove from January 3rd organizational meeting. It was a tabled item. So could I have a motion to bring back to the table the Marion County Memorial Hall Commission's appointments?
So moved.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye.
Item number 2 is the discussion and action of the appointments of the Memorial Hall Commissions. This is my understanding. Mr. Reed is not with us this morning, but there is a Memorial Hall Commission member appointment of Bob Bingham. So currently there's Jack Spohr, Dick Reed, Steve Hatch, Bill Pitt, and they are wanting to add Bob Bingham. Or do you have any?
Yeah, motion to approve the appointments as presented.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye. Item number 3 is the Memorial Hall roof repairs. I know we had discussed this, it's probably been about a month ago, and I had asked Dick to go back to the Memorial Hall Committee and speak with them in regarding if they were wanting to expend some of their funds for the Memorial Hall fix. And I believe it was 50% roughly.
Yeah.
Chris, that that is, I see that we have it, McCarty Roofing of $61,800.
That is correct. That is still a current bid.
Okay, all right. So still accepting. So board, in the packet, it looks like the Memorial Hall, they met. They have agreed to pay approximately 50% of the bid. Try to look to see where that little letter is. Here it's real. We, the members of the Memorial Hall Commission, agreed to use approximately $30,000 of the Memorial Hall Commission funds to pay for the replacement of the Memorial Hall roof. Any problem with
Chris,
that,
you
board?
satisfied with the bid and what this will mean for the roof? Have you
Yeah,
had a chance to-
absolutely. I mean, anything that's under our price obligation to public bid, I usually award to McCarty because they do a stand-up job for us and have always backed their work. So
Okay,
very confident they'll do a good job on it and just waiting the board approval to go ahead and award the contract to them.
all right.
And then there is, like, it says in here, install new fascia, new gutter. So
Yeah.
is there current, I don't even know if there's, maybe there's downspouts, but I don't know if
Most of the gutter's been ripped off the building, so this would be new gutter, new fascia. This is basically everything that would seal that building up from continued water damage to the interior.
Good. All
Board, any
right,
other-
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
gonna make a motion.
To approve
Fixing the memorial.
fixing the roof.
Fixing the roof. Oh, that's what we'll do.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 4 is the Marion County Courthouse Ground Special Event. The Knoxville Nationals Parade. Nathan?
Yeah, this is just approval for the use of the gazebo, so we can have KRLS be out there to announce. The board did mention to me that in the past they've had issues with power out there, so I just want to make sure that the power is turned on because they need it to run. But other than that, it's just business as usual gazebo for the announcer.
We paid the bill, didn't we, Chris? The power bill? Or is that Jake? Okay, all right. Ah,
Way to go, Jake.
maybe a windmill stop. Maybe it's so you keep the windmills turning.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
we'll take care of coding the bills if Chris keeps getting all those messages when there's power outages.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah. no,
Any issues, Chris?
Yep.
All right.
I haven't heard anything either.
I will make a motion to approve the special event application.
Second.
Thank you, Nathan.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye.
Item number 5 is the agreement of the codification service of 2023. It says attorney or auditor. Jake, you.
I'll take it.
Okay.
So I've been working with Ross. So every 5 years, the Marion County Code of Ordinances needs to go through a codification process. And from my understanding of effectively what that is updating any of our code chapters to update to any new current Iowa code references. So if it references something in our code of ordinances that has been replaced or changed, that we get updated to that to make it current. So that's the main goal of the project. We do it every 5 years. We have used Iowa codification for the last 2 processes. I think the one before that maybe was done in-house. It is also an opportunity if departments want to, or the board wants to make any material changes, change anything in their code of ordinances. Because we'll be going through an ordinance process. So Iowa codification does it for many counties. They currently host our, they currently host our code of ordinances on our website. That's kind of the most official, that's the most current version that we have. We don't send around paper copies anymore. We pay an annual subscription to them. We don't have any issues. We send information back and forth. Ross has been working with Jennifer, I believe, is the signature on here to get this agreement going. And I can't speak to the actual agreement, but from a cost standpoint, it's well within line for what's been done in the past. So.
Okay, the subdivision updates will be done by the end of the year. Can we wait and include them?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think from our standpoint of process, as long as we are working towards this goal, that satisfies the question. During an audit, our auditors aren't coming back till November anyway. So as long as we're on task, I don't see why we couldn't incorporate those in unless we're done earlier and then we just do it in 2 steps. There would be public notices required for the recodification, and it looks like if we're doing an update to a subdivision ordinance, I'm not sure if that's chapter 55 or not, but I don't know that would be an issue. I think it just, if the timing aligns, that would be fine, or that appropriate.
Right.
Okay.
So we've got citations that will be updated to make sure they're current between the code or any reference to Iowa statute or other administrative code. We've got updates to the ordinances themselves. How do we know if an ordinance is either outdated or needs to be updated?
So, like they look through to look at those references and things like that. I think there's been some, like, I'll use an example that I'm not that familiar with, but a change at the state level on the all-terrain vehicles on the roads.
Mhm.
And so like language in our code would need,
So they're going to review all the language, but I'm
yes.
not, I guess I'm thinking about it. During a codification process, sometimes you look and are your ordinances outdated?
Correct.
Do they need to be included? Are we doing that or are they doing that?
Largely, they are doing that. There are a few examples that we've come up with, that things that may need to be changed. And I've talked to Ross a few times about this, but we need to take a final look through before we approve it and just make sure that there isn't anything that we've come across through the process too. But largely that's the job of the people who are doing this, is they're aware of what changes have been made at the state level. But we, as we do this, may want to make a few changes ourselves if those things come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would highly encourage if the board or any departments have anything that they see or know to send an email to Ross, if I can speak for you guys, but
Absolutely.
to send an email to Ross to know that. I think that all-terrain vehicle is one of them that is a situation like that. I can remember, years ago, there was quite a bit of change when we went through
Right.
this process because of like some signage, some road, like speed limits and
Right.
things like that, that weren't necessary anymore because it could run through a state thing. So yeah, Mark, that's absolutely this would be the time, if anybody, if they have a chapter that's pertinent to them, or wants to review, again, speaking for Ross and Jared, but send the message to get that going, because now is the time from in-house as well as Iowa codification looking at it. from
Right.
that standpoint.
Okay.
And how long does this generally take in the process? Do we have any idea?
Oftentimes it depends on, well, it will depend on us, how quickly, if we want something new or we turn around questions. I can't speak for Iowa codification. I do not recall if there's a timeline in this agreement or not. I know from the standpoint of just the compliance issue of having to do this, if we're on task, that would generally survive, answer the question, but obviously we don't want it to lag for a year or two.
And Kim is already indicating there will
Yeah.
be changes for public health
Okay,
coming up, and we knew that.
yeah, absolutely.
So, okay.
Okay, so I don't know, maybe, again, not to speak for Ross or Jared, but maybe maybe a deadline, maybe an email out with a deadline of when people would want to at least say we have a possibility or something like that might be beneficial. So we know. So,
That's a good idea, Jake. We'll send out an email just saying, we'll talk with them, basically get a time frame, but we'll send an email out to everybody just saying, here's kind of the drop dead date as far as changes go.
if that's appropriate.
No,
Yep.
that sounds fine with me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Board, any other?
I'll
Discussion?
entertain a motion to approve the codification service agreement.
We'll second that.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Item number 6 is resolution 2023-74. Is the Marion County budget expense appropriation on the libraries.
So this one is kind of mine, just because it came up on the calendar that it was the time of year we rolled in our new FY24 budget as of July 1, as we all know. And we generally send a one-time the payment for the amount to the libraries that you guys discussed. And we had multiple discussions this year during the budget process. So we generally just do that one time. And so for ease of not doing it multiple times and assuming I made an assumption that the intent of the board was to allocate or to send what you guys had discussed multiple times to the libraries. The library is a standalone department, so there isn't any other expense area that can be used for appropriation or something like that. So this would be an administrative thing if you guys want to proceed with it, or we won't. I guess that's your decision, but the budget was approved to send the $95,000 allocation to the 5 libraries. And that would be divided up. That was the total budget. It was decided during that process that Pleasantville would get the 15, and then the other remaining libraries would do it by their matrix. So in order to issue one check this year, if possible, the amount appropriated on the initial appropriation of budget would be the 90%. So this would be requesting the additional 10% appropriation before we submit payment. And if you guys don't want to, then we would just send the $85,500. That's kind of how we'll be moving forward through these different situations this year. And so this is one's first. So this was not requested by the libraries necessarily in this case. I'm not sure that they know or under, the appropriation process.
Sure.
So this was something that I kind of initiated because it was on the calendar to do.
Yeah.
So that way I thought it would be, and it, however you guys want to proceed.
I appreciate that, Jake.
Oh, thanks, Jake.
Board,
All right.
any thoughts?
Now I'd entertain a motion to approve this resolution.
And this is, the library one is its own department, so there isn't any other
No impacts.
expenses in it. And it is Fund 11, which is the Rural Services Fund. So it's dedicated to that, and one of the limited purposes from the Fund 11, the Rural Services Fund.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Thanks, and we'll get those sent out then.
Yeah,
It'll
appreciate
be
it.
on your next claim. Thanks, Jake.
Item number 7 is the public hearing portion. It is the proposed matter of vacating of all or part of a certain roads and right of way of existing in Marion County. And it is on the property of 208 Parker Street in Tracy. Is that correct? Brian?
Yeah, this one, is something that Missy had actually brought to our attention. The property owner came to her for a building permit, and she had noticed there was a building located within the alley right of way of the county. And so she approached me asking if we knew about it. I was unaware of it, and that kind of started the process of trying to clean up our right of way, knowing that there was a building there that had been there since before the property owner had purchased the house. There's no through access, so it really doesn't serve any purpose. And so just to clean up our records, we were going to vacate just that portion of their property, so we didn't restrict access on any others along there in case if future development or anything like that. And some to the south still need that access. So this doesn't really restrict anyone's access. Pretty straightforward procedure, just cleaning up what's already kind of there existing.
Brian, have you had any comments from any of the property owners? It says it does not impact any of the other property owners, but have you had any?
No, nothing that I'm aware of. And typically we notify all adjacent property owners. I did not notify the other neighbors because they're really not adjacent to this vacation. You know, he owns on both sides of the alley, and it's just along his property. So it really has no impact on the other neighbors.
Right. This is the public hearing portion. Is there anybody in the public that has any comments or questions? Anything online, Emily? Okay. Seeing none, entertain a motion for close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye.
Item number 8 is resolution 2023-70. This is in regards to vacating the roads right away, just as we described.
Yep. Motion to approve.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye. Thank you, Brian. Item number 9 is resolution 2023-72 is the FY24 road department base wage policy. Is there anything, Brian, I know this is a house cleaning.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
Just an annual procedure for Tyler to approve the base wages.
all right, board, any questions or?
Nope.
All right, entertain
Motion
a
to approve
motion.
the resolution.
Second.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 10 is resolution 2023-73 removal of regulatory no parking signage on 150th Place in Newbold Drive. Brian.
Yeah, this one's one Steve probably remembers because he was the one that probably put them up, I would assume. I think it's been 15, 20 years ago or so. We used to have a lot of issues around the 150th Newbold area during auction times. There was a lot of traffic going through there, and they didn't have the parking that they have today. And they would park a lot of times on both sides of the road on 150th and sometimes on Newbold, which made it really tough for the traveling public along there. So back then we had a resolution passed to put no parking signs along there. And now those signs are deteriorated and they need maintenance. And our sign technician approached the engineer and said, before we do anything and spend more money on these signs to replace them, do we really even want them there today? There's really not a need for them. We don't have that parking issue as much anymore. They have more capacity in their parking lot. So we just don't feel that there's a need to continue to have them up there. So instead of repair and replace them, we just want to pass a resolution to remove that no parking space altogether.
Yeah, I totally agree, Brian. I don't see any need for them anymore.
Yeah,
Like you said, they have the capacity now to park their own vehicles.
Yep.
So I make a motion, we approve resolution 2023-73.
Second.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye.
thanks.
Moving right along, item number 11 is Board of Supervisor updates. Mark?
Well, we've got several things working. We've got an EMS meeting on Wednesday, which hopefully out of that meeting will be a proposal that will come to the board. I think we've done as much analysis, Lindsay and I, as we can. And now it's really up to the committee to take that analysis and come up with a proposal. And make that presentation. So we'll find out on Wednesday where that stands. Pleasantville, we've been waiting on the development agreement. Talked to Joe, talked to the attorney last night. Hopefully we'll have something to put on the agenda in our next meeting to finalize that process. Taking a little bit longer to secure financing, and not so much from it's really interest rates, because interest rates have changed so much. So just the builder and the banks have been working those issues out along with the city. So hopefully that'll conclude and we'll have that on our agenda next meeting. Last is mental health. That process is complete, really, for the transition of all of the cross employees are now employees of Dallas County. Dallas County will handle all the back office work for the mental health cross region. Cross region board will still administer the services to the region and make sure that those services are performed on behalf of the residents of that region. But all the back office work will be done by Darcy and the folks at Dallas County.
Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the EMS, and I think public needs to know this, we as a board would have to make a motion that it is an essential service before even any tax.
Yeah, it's really a two-step process, Steve. We did not do that previously. We basically told them to organize a group and
Right.
come with a proposal. So this would be that proposal. Then the board would have to do two steps: A, designate it an essential service, and if in doing that process, do we want to put it on a ballot?
Yeah, I just
So
wanted
it's-
to get that out for the
Yep.
public to understand that process.
Yep. And there's been a lot of healthy debate, and everybody's got a different view on what they're looking at, and each city has their own perspective on how they want to approach it. And we've tried to put all the numbers that we can put. Some of the numbers aren't really there because people haven't tracked it over the years. But now it's a question of what does the group as a whole want to do in terms of bringing that two-part proposal, Steve? It's a great question.
Okay. Yeah, I have heard of Thursday and various other things.
Thank you. I wanted to remind the board on the Home Base Iowa program. I have had further communication with Jathan there. A couple different things that we as a board probably need to think about and how we want to proceed, but just these things I want you to think about and maybe reach out to Jathan yourself. But we need to designate if we want to do a home-based program, and then we have to come up with an incentive program and put money towards that program. So, and then second, I did ask for data to those programs and how that is incentivizes, and there is no current data that being able to be provided. So just wanted to bring that back up. And then also I have no impact meeting this week. It was canceled, but I do have a meeting directly after this meeting with President Winterstein from ISU. So other than that, that is it. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.